Hey, what's up? This is Chosen, and happy Tuesday to you. We've got a couple different 10Xs coming along this week, so the main gist of this video is going to be talking about the events coming up and letting you know my opinions on them and if you should be pulling shards, and we'll just give you some quick context as to what is going on in game. And then later today, I've got another video that I want to talk about. I'm starting to get a pretty massive sample size on charting glyphs, so after this, I'm going to get to work on recording that to let you know my findings and my data as far as charting out all of the different glyphs that I've been doing over the course of like the last year. I've been plotting glyphs and trying to keep track of how they roll so I can find out if they are actually rigged or not, as some of us tend to think they are when we are rolling them. So let's get into these events first, and then later on this afternoon we will dive into that. So here we go, let's get into it. Alrighty, so first of all, this is perfectly normal. We knew they were going to be doing some sort of a incentive to pull shards during the current CVC that is going on, and we will see Calvalax and Shogger being the champions that are going to be featured. Today is going to be Calvalax during day 1 of CVC, and then tomorrow for day 2 of CVC, they're going to be having Shogger, the Void Legendary, being featured as a 10x from the Void shards. And I did talk about this yesterday in the wrap-up video, but you do want to definitely keep in mind that Sacred Shards are probably going to be 2x boosted this weekend. So before you YOLO a bunch of Sacred Shards here a few days before the 2x launches, I just want to make sure you have that knowledge and context because of the Ancient Sacred Void rotation that we are on for 2x's means that we should be on a schedule this weekend for 2x Sacreds. Now, as far as these two champions that are in the CVC 10Xs, Calvalax was a fan art contest, and they did a great job. I hope I'm not wrong, but I think it was David Fitzsimmons who came up with the concept design of Calvalax and ended up winning that contest and having Calvalax manifest in the game, and it is super cool aesthetically. Definitely an amazing Knight Revenant champion looks-wise, and honestly, he's a pretty cool champion to have. He's got an amazing aura. He's got lots of poisons, can do lots of damage, can synergize in lots of different teams based on poison detonation, and do a lot of cool things in terms of running dungeons. So he is a pretty solid champion to have on your account. I actually don't have him, unfortunately, so it would be an event that I would be in the market for, but we're starting to see the 10x events for non-void shards are a little bit underwhelming because there's just so many non-void legendaries that your odds, even if you pull a legendary during that event, it's still so low that you're actually going to get the legendary you're targeting. So I would have much rather had them do like a guaranteed summon event of ancients or sacreds, but they had just done one for the new barbarian legendary, so I'm sure they wanted to switch it up and do a 10x instead. But because of that, I can't really recommend YOLOing a bunch of shards on a non-2x for a 10x champion. But if you're super endgame and you're really just trying to pull to get some points during CVC and maybe chase after a champion you don't have or something, I could see it making sense. But in general, I would still kind of hold off for guaranteed events if you're in the collection phase, or during 2x events if you're still kind of in the progression phase of your account. And then the champion that is going to be featured during the 10x tomorrow for Void Shards on day 2 of CVC is Shogger, a semi-new Void Legendary for the Wizardmen that is a damage dealer. Now, I do have a dedicated video really diving into all the different mechanics of Shogger that I'll try to remember to link right there for you because he's got some interesting things going on, like instantly attacking enemies when kind of taking damage from poisons and different things going on, snowballing an extra turn if he gets a kill. The multi-hitter here that places poison and decreased defense. He's a pretty solid damage dealer. Do I think he's some insanely account-changing champion, you know, Duchess, Warlord, Siphi, that caliber? No, but he is definitely a really good damage dealer in the right context and can definitely get some value. So if you want to check out the dedicated video, I linked to it a little bit ago, and it's definitely worth watching if you have Shogger, because I dive into some of the deeper mechanics of how this works. But if you're just looking for my too long didn't watch version, would I recommend YOLOing a bunch of Void Shards for Shogger during CVC? Probably not. Even though 10x events are a little bit better for Void Shards, I would tend to hold off until you can have a better chance of getting like a Yumiko, a Siphi, a Warlord, a Hegemon, Nekarit, something like that, that is really going to be one of those top tier, like top 5 to 10 Void Legendaries that are really going to insanely change your account. And also keep in mind that we will be getting the Bivald fragment events starting in just a couple days. So if you are going to be YOLOing a bunch of shards during a 10x, just keep in mind that you're not going to be double dipping or keeping things in order for success to have those resources available during the champion chase and the summon rush type fragment calendar events that we're going to be needing to complete. I have not seen the fragment calendar yet from behind the scenes. As soon as they get that out to us, I will obviously do a wrap-up video like this where we walk through how to kind of be efficient and how to manage these different events for success and kind of do it efficiently on our journey to keeping pace with getting Bivald. And obviously CVC is live right now, which is why we're getting these two different summoning events to kind of incentivize you to pull shards, which means your next CVC should launch on the very last day of May 31st. So if you've been waiting to book some champions and really go crazy, now is the time because of CVC being live. And at some point today, you are going to want to make sure and check the Hydra to get those keys done and finished, because on Tuesdays, it is always your last day to get those Hydra keys in. So there's something to keep in mind to not let those Hydra keys go to waste if you are in a clan that is going to be going after the Hydra. So now, as we dive into the tournaments and events, up top, you will see we've got a special Fire Night tournament going on where you can only use champions from the Ryzen Union. And this is going to be kind of a tough one because it is only going to be the Dwarves and the Shadowkin to be able to tackle that tournament. So definitely going to be one of the harder ones to get done because you've got half as many champions available to you basically with 2 factions instead of 4, because the Ryzen Union has not been fleshed out yet. You can see just Dwarves and Shadowkin. You know, I don't anticipate activity to be very high in this tournament. I may also, on top of the glyph video, get a video out talking about building some successful teams to take part in this tournament. It could be an easy way to kind of finish in the top 2 here and get some charms and relentless gear, especially if you're in a group that it doesn't look like people are going to be going crazy. It looks like in my group, at least somebody is trying to put together a team and get after it, but I anticipate most groups won't have more than like 6 or 7 people that are even willing to kind of participate in this. So it could be an opportunity just to keep an eye on it on your account to get some cheap rewards here if you're able to at least do it. And don't feel bad about dropping the level down. You don't have to do stage 25. You can do stage 20 is mostly just as effective as 25, and it's actually more effective in terms of points per energy spent for an event like this. So don't feel bad about, even if you're an endgame player, dropping it down to stage 20 and making it a lot easier on yourself. Stage 19, whatever it takes, if you're just trying to get some points to be efficient to win an event like this. And then there is also a perfectly normal spider tournament going on during CVC right here, and the champion training event with the Cold Heart skin is up for grabs. So if the skins and aesthetics are important to you, maybe keep an eye on this for the next day and a half, because there is a skin up for grabs for Cold Heart at the #1 spot on the champion training for this event. And then under the events tab, the only thing live right now, you want to make sure you are upgrading an artifact to level 12 every day so that you can complete and get your 15 points every day to kind of scoop up these super easy resources to acquire in order to warm up for. They're still calling it a fusion warm-up event. Raid throughout history has always had fusions and fragment summon events that they've kind of transitioned to. Nowadays, mostly all of them are fragment summon events, so it should be almost like a fragment champion warm-up event, but they're still calling it a fusion warm-up event. A lot of the community still kind of refers to these different things as fusions, even though technically they're just a bunch of fragment events going on. So alrighty, I've got to get to blasting through this energy that I kind of saved up the last day or so to go ahead and double dip during CVC, and maybe work on getting that video out to you about glyphs and maybe a Ryzen Union Fire Night team. And then also don't have time to get over to stream today because of all the content I want to get out. And also there's so much going on behind the scenes right now that I will be able to talk to you about soon, hopefully within the next couple of days. Lots of moving parts and lots of exciting and fun things coming here in the near future, hopefully. So I will keep you in the loop on that as soon as I can. It's a crazy time working with lots of people right now on getting something huge done that should be a lot of fun, and you will know more about that very soon, I promise. So that is going to do it for me on this one. Good luck in your CVC. Good luck if you're pulling shards for Cavalax or Shogger, and I will talk to you soon. As always, thank you for watching. Have a good rest of your day. Peace.